Can you see my screen? Can you hear my voice as well?
Yes, Aksham, we could see your screen and also we could hear your voice. Aksham, just 2 minutes, stay with us. My colleagues is going to introduce you and welcome you formally.
Okay, sure. I was just checking it out.
Okay, Aksham, stay with us. Okay. Please mute your mic alone because it will interfere with the... Okay, thank you. Yes, sir, proceed பண்ணுங்க. Manivannan sir, proceed.
Very good morning to everyone, and myself, Dr. S. Manivannan, and my colleague, Dr. S. Bharati, Organizing Secretary, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Kongunadu Arts and Science College, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India, and the Honorable Dr. C. A. Vasugi Madam, Secretary and Director, Kongunadu Arts and Science College, and Convener of the Indian Science Congress Association, Coimbatore Chapter, extending our gratitude to all the participants of the 11th day of the International Virtual Conference on Biology in 21st Century, the transformation of biological sciences in supporting the Sustainable Development Goals, jointly organized by the Department of Zoology, Kongunadu Arts and Science College, Coimbatore, and Indian Science Congress Association, Coimbatore Chapter. Our today topic on Python to unravel cancer drug target proteins and drug-resistant mechanism analysis. The delivered by Dr. M.D. Aksham V.K., the Zeta Lab, Bangalore, the basically a mathematician and the specialization in the field of network biology. Now, Dr. Aksham has been involving in the so many activities. With this a busy schedule, he accepted our invitation. Thank you, sir. Now we call upon Dr. K. Velmurugan, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Kongunadu Arts and Science College, Coimbatore, to welcome the gathering and introduce the guest of honor. Please, sir.
Hello. A very good morning and a hearty welcome to all. Now we will proceed to the 11th day of the International Virtual Conference on Biology in 21st Century. Transformation of the biological sciences in supporting the Sustainable Development Goals, organized by the Department of Zoology, Kongunadu Arts and Science College, Coimbatore, and the Indian Science Congress Association, Coimbatore Chapter, India. I am Dr. K. Velmurugan, Assistant Professor in the Department of Zoology. We would like to extend our warm welcome to our President, Dr. M. Aruchami, sir. It's our great pleasure to organize this virtual conference as per the suggestions and encouragement by our Madam Secretary and Director, Dr. C. A. Vasugi. My special welcome to you, Madam. I would like to welcome our beloved Principal, Dr. M. Lakshmanasamy, sir, Dean R&D, Dr. Palsamy, sir, and Dean Academics, Dr. S. R. Madan Shankar, sir, CEO, Dr. Chinnusamy, sir, and all the higher officials. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome the resource person of this session, Dr. Aksham, data scientist at Zeta Labs, Bangalore, for being consented to be one of the resource person. I welcome you, Dr. Aksham. I also welcome the convener, Dr. S. Binukumari, HOD in charge, organizing secretaries, Dr. S. Manivannan and Dr. P. Bharati, and all the faculty colleagues who have contributed for this conference. We are delighted to welcome all the participants who have registered for this virtual conference. Now I would like to introduce today's resource person and guest, Dr. V.K. Aksham. He is currently working as a data scientist, Zeta Labs, Bangalore. He is an established researcher in the field of Python programming, cluster algorithm, and neural network. He received his PhD in mathematics from VIT University in the year of 2018. Prior to that, he was worked as a project assistant in Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He has published many papers on MAPK pathways based drug target identification for cancer. He is specialized in hands-on implementation of Python code to statistical optimization, machine learning, and artificial intelligence-based analysis. Further, he has devised and implemented the clustering algorithm in the Python for cancer drug target identification. He has also received many certifications for developing AI applications on Azure, R programming, and machine learning. Today, Dr. V.K. Aksham will share his experience on the topic Python to unravel cancer drug target proteins and drug resistant mechanism analysis. With this brief introduction, I welcome Dr. Aksham to proceed the session. Sir, please. Dr.
Good
Aksham.
morning all. Welcome to my presentation.
Hello.
I'm thankful for Velmurugan sir and as well as Bharati ma'am to introduce me in a good manner. And telling about myself, I am Mohammad Aksham VK, data scientist, Zeta Labs, Bangalore. And first of all, I like to thank Kongonadu Arts and Science College and Indian Science Congress Association of Coimbatore chapter for giving me an opportunity to present my talk in International Virtual Conference on Biology in 21st Century. My title of the talk is Python to Unravel Cancer Drug Target Proteins and Drug Resistance Mechanism. As the title itself tell about my presentation on computational approach of biology, which is in itself a theoretical approach or theoretical biology approach, where a lot of computational analysis is taken care of, so as it can assist biological experimental studies. As far as Python is concerned, it has been for a very long time, biologists has been using COBOL, Fortran, and other languages to do computational analysis. But Python is having an edge due to its scripting language, and easily biologists can start doing analysis from scratch by using Python because of its easy language. So I too motivate students and researchers in biology or even from mathematical biology to try with their stuffs with Python. As far as Python and other new languages are concerned, like R, there are a lot of packages like bioconductor in R or bioconductor in Python, which is having a lot of packages in itself, which can assist in doing computational biology. So we can just try to download it and we can start doing a simple analysis from scratch. So this is some basic stuff about Python. And let's get into our presentation. My aim of my work or this presentation is about to identify cluster of drug targets by using computational method by considering topological and functional features of the properties of the network, in which is nothing but a complex directed signaling network. Of course, this word is like very fringy. Let us explain it much more further. Before going to that, what are all the methods I have used, like to construct the network of MAPK pathways, mitogen activated protein kinase pathways. I have extracted several open source pathways of MAPK pathway, for instance, like ERK12, JNK, P38, and I took union of it and I construct from scratch a network of MAPK pathways. Moving further, I'm trying to see what are all its topological properties. For instance, like importance of specific proteins or importance of specific nodes in this network. To see that there are a lot of centralities available right now, or it may be a network centrality which can give the importance of the node. For instance, like in and out degree, which simply you can say that a node connected to several other nodes are very important rather than one or two interacting neighborhood interacting nodes. The other centralities, like between the centrality, most widely used in signaling pathways, because from receptor to transcription factors, several pathways pass over the specific proteins are getting much more importance by between the centrality, are like well-known Google-based PageRank centrality, are specific biological centralities like which our own group has developed, alternate centrality, which is nothing but importance of the node based on its fall over feed forward loop and feedback loop. So I have used a networks package of Python to do this metric analysis, but most of them are a simple metric analysis. Further, functional properties of each of these proteins in the network of MAPK pathways are extracted through gene ontology based biological process to understand its feature inside the network. And one other important thing which several cancer biologists are much more concerned about is like drug resistance mechanism. Even after targeting the initial target of the proteins, after some times it get resistance to those drugs. So I have built a function to do a local parallelly resistance analysis to check out whether this target of a single target can produce drug resistance analysis or not. So with this outline of my presentation, let's jump directly to our presentation. So first part of my work will be talking about different network topology and what are all the difference people have observed in biological network. For instance, like if we are targeting very highly connected, very high degree nodes, then it will prone to disrupt or destroy the total network or functionality of the cell. So we are proposing to identify the drug targets which are all like minimal degree, but still it should give an efficient efficient control of cancer. And what as far as undirected networks are concerned, biologists has found a different pattern in the network. For instance, you can see a random network which is having very random connections among different nodes, or scale-free network, which is nothing but higher degree nodes are connected among themselves, or hierarchical network, very fringy pattern, much rich club network where hub nodes are directly connected to the hub nodes and other hub nodes are directly connected to the hub nodes, forming a rich club of hub nodes. Or you can see that nested network where along with the hub nodes connected among themselves, they connect among themselves very closely with this red dotted edges. Or onion network, as we know that at each layer of the node, hub nodes are connected very closely. This or all, you can see that there is no direction in that. This is undirected networks. If we see directed networks, which is in degree and in network and outlet, and middle of it are very core, and it is like complete graph. You can see like every node is connected to every other node, forming close connection among themselves. This kind of different properties are observed by Peter Smithsley in his paper, Structure and Dynamics of Core and Periphery Network, Journal of Complex Network in 2013. Let's see our network of MAPK pathways. You can see at right, this is the network of MAPK pathways, which we built from scratch with 83 nodes and 183 interactions, which is nothing but a subset of signaling network inside a human cell. You can see at left-hand side, human interactome with 5,400 proteins with 28,500 interactions. But comparatively, this is very small network with 83 nodes, 183 interactions, which we took for our analysis. What is the interest of doing analysis in MAPK pathways in specific to cancer? Dysregulation of network of MAPK pathways are well known to contribute to cancer. So we took much interest to study this network of MAPK pathways. And disruption of the node is the therapeutic approach or drug target approach, which we are talking from a long time. And further drug resistance analysis, which we took or we proposed in this work, is based on the crosstalk among the proteins, which led to again activation of the proteins even after targeting the initial drugs. So network approach will be much more helpful. That is our hypothesis, and we start our research from this point of time. Moving further, like along with directed network, what else we can add along with this? Like directed ordered network, like ordered in the sense like in the signaling pathways from receptor to transcription factor. Receptor at layer 1, last layer will be the transcription factor. Again, in MAPK pathways, one specific 3 cascades are there: MAP3K, MAP2K, and MAPK. again, then there is one order among themselves. So we consider this paper by Pavel et al. In 2015 on FoodWeb, specifying that directed ordered network with respect to time. And again, MapK pathways also we consider with respect to time, it is a directed ordered network. As far as periphery and core structure, which bow tie network we used to call, we try to see that very few complete graph or complete 3-click are available in the network of MapK pathways. So it doesn't form exact core, periphery or bow tie network. And what are the other properties which we see in network of MapK pathways? For instance, like small word property with diameter 9, with average numbers of neighbors 4. So I will be showing that network once again to discuss about these things. The other two properties are mostly observed in real world network or biological network. Like some of the nodes are skipping the layers and try to activate further nodes. For instance, like receptor protein tyrosine kinase at layer 1 try to activate layer 4 by just jumping layer 2 and layer 3. And there are a list of proteins which are all activating further layer of proteins rather than activating the immediate layer. These are all like we observed in most of the biological networks. The other observation is the nodes are not starting from the receptor itself. Inside at layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, several nodes are starting from that point of starting point. So these two observations and this pictorial representation of the network of MapK pathway in down with the tagging of layers can able to understand the pattern of the network. So we tried and we observed that our network is much closer to hierarchical tree with layer 1 to 4. You can see that at right side, we can see the table, layer 1, 2, 3, 4, and the average in degree is 1 and average out degree is 2 across all the network. And the number of nodes are increasing 1, 2, 4, 8, 2 power n, 1, 2, 4, 8. So we thought we can't resemble exactly the same network in the network of MapK pathways, but similar results was observed with layer 1 to layer 9, and the number of nodes are increasing to 6, and again it is getting 2, and it is continuously increasing. So it resembles up to 7th layer. You can see that nodes are all diverging, and then it is converging and again diverging. So layer 7 is very important, and these are all kinase proteins mostly targeted in cancer, and these are all having higher degree. For instance, like the number of average degree at each layer are 1:2, but you can see that at 7th layer the average in degree and out degree is around 5. So if you're targeting most of the kinase nodes, it may destruct the network topology as well as the signal doesn't reach to the transcription factor. So we are interested to identify the centrality to which topology it follows and which centrality we have to choose to identify for cancer drug targets. So the first two observation, like some of the nodes are skipping the layer and some of the node doesn't start from receptor itself. These two properties hinder the betweenness centrality of the protein to find the importance of the node, that several pathways passes through the specific protein should get much more importance. And other PageRank centrality or like hub nodes are connected to the hub nodes are very important. So we can't go with other centrality metric rather than going in and out degree centrality itself, because pattern you can see it is like very inappropriate to use the other centrality. So we have used in and out degree centrality. And what will be the cutoff of in and out degree centrality to find that specific proteins? At 7th layer, we can see that 4.4 and 5 is the average in degree and average out degree at the layer 4, at the layer 7. So we have put a cutoff of lesser than or equal to 3 input and output degree can be used as a drug target. Not only the topological property, we have to look forward for functional properties as well. So up to this, we are talking about the topological property, and we fix the cutoff of lesser than or equal to 3 by seeing its network topology. Going further with functional process, we have used gene ontology based biological process to identify the biological process of each of the protein in the network of MAPK pathways. And we separated what are all the biological process which can contribute towards cancer and other functional properties of the cell. To get the gold standard, we use GOBP with David database, level 2 annotations, and we tagged either 1 or 0 for each of the unique biological process which we observed around 83 proteins. Out of 83 nodes, we extracted 82 different biological process, and we built a matrix of 83 cross 82 matrix with either binary 0 and 1. And what are all the biological process which we tag can contribute towards cancer? Response to stress, cell proliferation, response to chemical stimuli, regulation of growth, cell death, cell division, regulation of anti-apoptosis, and other 82, because it starts from 0, are the other biological process which we consider for our analysis. Here you can see that with the same network of layer 1 to 9, the number of nodes are there. Average cancerous properties and average functional properties we counted with respect to layers. You can see that in receptor level, at the more cancerous properties have been found out. And with respect to functional properties, again, it is a receptor, and it is playing vital role in various functions. So we can't try to target the receptors, but still monoclonal antibodies are targeting at the receptor. We are trying to see the other targets inside the network. Some of the proteins can be targeted. So we are interested to identify less cancerous contributing proteins with the less functional properties with more cancerous properties. That kind of proteins we can identify and we can try to target. So we have set a cutoff of 1:5, 1:6, and 1:7, 3 clusters of proteins to extract with the in and out degree considering the topology. Inhibiting one cancerous activity can again target 5 different functions. Of course, these are all the functions. If you target it, can contribute to side effects. So we construct our diagram to collect cluster of 1, 2, 3 with 1:5 ratio and lesser than 3 in and out degree, 1:6, 1:7 ratio, and all other nodes which we are which doesn't fall in this are unclustered proteins. And you can see that we have tagged the proteins which are all in the cluster 1 with 1:5 ratio. There are 10 proteins, and cluster 2 and cluster 3 in blue and green. We identified around 20 proteins, 20 nodes in the network of MAPK pathways, which we can try to see that they are playing vital role and they can be targeted. Moving further, drug local resistance analysis we try to carry it out by using function of Python. For instance, like CRAF is the protein which we want to target. Of course, similar variant proteins are ARAF and BRAF. If we target this, if ARAF and BRAF is having similar biological and cancerous properties of CRAF, again, it will attain mutation, it will attain the drug resistance analysis. So we check with the properties of case 1, case 2 to case 6, like this protein and alternative substrate activating protein for CRAF is ARAF. If CRAF and ARAF is having similar biological functions, then it will take care of the biological function and it will retain the exact function. If this is causing cancer and contributing towards cancer, and again ARAF is also contributing towards cancer, and after some resistance analysis, it can retain the cancer. So we try to see the immediate neighbor of each of the 20 proteins which we extracted at this point, and each of those functional analysis or computational analysis are carried out parallelly, either using CPU or GPU or multi-thread method. If we are having various huge network of more than 1,000 proteins and more than 1,000 interactions. So this is the exact idea, and by considering this, we can see one of the paper by Inamdar et al. Switching mechanism over BRAF to CRAF are the key observed mechanism which leads to local analysis among alternate switching proteins. So alternate switching proteins are causing drug resistance mechanism. So we are trying to see that if we are taking CRAF proteins and what are all alternative proteins or alternative substrate activating proteins listed here, if both of them are not having the similar same properties, then it can be considered as a single target for CRAF. Else we have to try with multi-target proteins. Out of 20 proteins, we see that 11 proteins are single target and 9 proteins are single or either multi-target. We have to check much more further by drug resistance analysis. Of course, this is the final presentation of this paper and my work. Just to give a glimpse on Python programming and what are all the techniques and algorithms which we have used. So as a glimpse and motivation towards researcher or students to get what kind of work we have did, I have added some 2 or 3 slides on how we build an algorithm. We build an algorithm based on the input clusters, cluster 1, 2, 3, and adjacency matrix as an input, and output will be the cellular functions by using a number of cancerous and cellular functional roles. And based on 1:7 ratio, the first function will take care of cancerous contributing properties, and from 8 to 82 is other functional process. So we have divided our big problem into 2 subparts, and this is exact function which we can use by using specific package in GPU by name Numba, and you can try with multi-thread, multi-GPU approach. Like nowadays, a lot of GPU or graphical processing units are available. So as you can try to do a small function from scratch and try to make it parallelly runnable on each of these proteins to see its neighboring proteins are contributing or not. Rather than global approach, this is some kind of local approach. And not only that, single multi-thread or GPU. Nowadays, in graph theoretic sense, PySpark, Python with big data Spark is coming into picture, where a distributed computing for graph analysis can be done. And again, it is one more dimension where you can try for big data or big network, you can do analysis in a distributed computers. Either like Google and all, they are trying with the graph theoretical analysis. We can use in biological analysis as well. And this is the exact table of what we have extracted for CRAF and MOS, ARAF, BRAF proteins, and we don't find number of cancerous attribute in case 1. So this we considered as a single target, but we saw all the cases and we have tabulated all the results. So as further analysis can be taken care in the network of MapK pathways. So this is my end of my talk with conclusion and future work. Python functions is used for building from scratch the network of MapK pathways. We manually draw and we collect those data from open source database, and then we construct the network of MapK pathways, and those network of MapK pathways are put as an input to draw a network, and we try to see the network topology. After getting the network topology, we try to see the local resistance analysis by seeing the local analysis for the neighbor of the proteins having similar functions. And similar analysis can also be done for other signaling pathways, or we can accumulate 2 or 3 signaling pathways at one shot, and we can see that interrelationship between one and other signaling pathways or cross-activating pathways. There are a lot of open source data, experimental data we can try to link along with the network topology, which can give much more results for theoretical analysis to be taken care of. And much more, Python can be much more helpful in fully automating a lot of stuffs or local resistance analysis and all. We can do automatic coding based on some conditions. We can put it. As you can see that there is one important book in Python named How to Do Boring Stuff by Automation in Python. So this kind of books in Python can help you to do some kind of small automation for massive network in biological sense. And distributed graph analysis can also be done if you are lacking behind with one big supercomputer. Rather, you connect with 2 or more computers, and just like big data concept, you can do analysis by using distributed graph analysis using PySpark. And this is some of the reference which is very interesting based on a network approach, like motif analysis in directed ordered network, graph clustering, core and peripheral connectivity based clustering analysis in PPI network, rich club, page club. These are all some of the topological properties papers which some of the researchers can go through. And with respect to resistance mechanism in MAPK pathways, there are some of the recent papers in 2016 where they tried to see the dynamic of MAPK signaling in sulfide decision and drug resistance analysis, as well as targeting MAPK pathways in melanoma, why some approaches succeed and some fail. So we can get a lot of links and a lot of hypotheses how it fails, what exact resistance mechanism taken care in MAPK pathways to see and to find the solution forward for. So this is my final presentation, and thank you for